Do you ever sit around and wonder if you have too many decks of cards? Okay, so sorry this didn't go up yesterday. The full story of why this didn't go up yesterday will be in the text of the post. Yeah, it was a nightmare. Anyway, so after I posted the easy trick last time for Loki, I got a few messages from people who'd learned the trick, done it for people, and got good responses, and they were pretty pumped about it. So I kind of want to keep that hype train rolling. And so I had a super simple trick picked out for today, but I thought of another one at the last minute, so I'm kind of changing on the fly. So here we go. This is called the self-reversing pack, and at the end I'm going to teach you another version of it that's a little more difficult but still very beginner friendly, called the self-reversing pack outdone. So here's what the self-reversing pack looks like. Hey you, do you know what 52 card pickup is? Yeah, every magician knows what 52 card pickup is, and it gives us PTSD to this day. Now my friends are trolls. Whenever I'm hanging out with them, I have to guard my deck of cards with my life. Because while my friends won't throw my deck of cards everywhere, if I leave it alone, what they will do is take a bunch of the face-up cards, turn it into the face-down cards, and then set my deck down for me to find later. Something about with friends like these who needs enemies. So I can look through and see that I've got face-back that runs to face-up, I have a face-up that runs to face-back, some will even have face-back to face-back. But because I want to troll my friends back, I've come up with a way to get around this. I just give a little snap like this, I can show the deck, and show that every card is returned to its original position. Oh yeah. Boom. So, I'm trying to quit saying so at the beginning of every sentence. I noticed that in editing and it drives me nuts. How do we do the self-reversing pack? Well, it is a move called the slop shuffle. To do the slop shuffle, I like to start in straddle grip. If you recall, straddle grip is, unlike mechanics grip, which is here, we just move the pinky to the back so that you could like just lever the deck over and you wouldn't even need the thumb. Right, that is straddle grip. And the reason we do that is because we're going to push off a few cards into a pack. Our fingers on our right hand are going to come underneath, pinch with the thumb, so that we can pull that pack away. What we then do is rotate the far edge up and towards ourselves, and then thumb off cards on the bottom, right under the thumb. We then rotate the pack the other way, and so on and so forth, like this. Now, while this appears to mess up the deck, it actually doesn't. So if you notice here, turn this over. So on the top we have this packet here, with faces pointing away from the faces on the other side. If I flip this over, well, I'm just putting more cards facing the same direction. And so on and so forth. So that when I get to the end, what I have is half the deck face up and half the deck face down. Now there's an interesting principle in Magic where you can essentially tell people what to remember, and even if it's something different than what you actually did, they'll remember it the way you told them. That's not what we're doing here, but elements of that can help the effect, because if you say like, oh, I'm just turning face up into face down and making a huge mess of the entire deck, that will help them to remember that, oh yeah, you really messed the deck up, even though you didn't. Another nuance to this is, like, notice I'm not keeping everything nice, even, and squared up. I'm trying to let it be a little messy. That adds to the illusion. But yeah, in the end, it's just face up into face down. So what I do then is, oh look, I have face up that runs to face back, or face back that runs to face up, I have face up that runs to face back, and what you're doing is you're looking for that natural break in the middle, which isn't hard to find. Like, you'll be able to see it, feel it, and then when you reassemble the two packs, you just flip that one over surreptitiously, and you have fixed the entire deck. That is the self-reversing pack. Now we're going to learn the self-reversing pack outdone. In this case, you let the spectator take a card. In this case, they get the Ace of Clubs. Ace of Clubs goes back in the middle. We give it a little shuffle. And then we go through the same routine. Have you ever heard of 52 card pickup? You know, my friends are terrible, blah, 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 or whatever pattern you want to do. Get the deck all messed up like this. Face back to face up to face back, back to back. Come up with a way around it. Now not only is the deck fixed, but their one card is the only face-up card in the entire deck. So how do we do that? Well, we have to control the card. Now what I used was the Mahatma control, which we have learned in the Patreon, and I will link to it in the text of the post. So in this motion, I control that card to the top of the deck. And so then I rotate the deck so the backs are towards the spectator, and I do one more overhand shuffle, but I just peel off their card, which is on top, to the bottom, and finish out the shuffle. So we get their card to the bottom. From there we go through our slop shuffle routine until we get to the very bottom card, which we know to be theirs. And so rather than putting it with all the other cards, you'll see you have face-up cards on top. You simply place their card face down on top of the deck like that. What happens then is when you find the back-to-back, you've got one, their card is the only card going the wrong way, and you just put it right in the middle there when you fix the deck. Boom. And you have a minor miracle on your hands that isn't very hard to do. Now, if you want a more advanced bottom control, when I do this live, I do what is called the straddle pass. The straddle pass looks like this. There's the Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades, their card goes in the middle and is squared up with the deck. And in so doing, it is now on the bottom. So this is not mandatory to learn. I'm just throwing it in as a quick little bonus if you want a little fidget move to learn something advanced. So how this works is, you put the card in, you leave it out jogged, like so. When you push it into the deck, you want your middle finger to make contact, the middle finger of your right hand to make contact with the outer leftmost corner. So what that accomplishes is then when you push it in, the card is going to angle, and you're going to get a little piece of it poking out here. If I'm really exaggerating it, it'll look like that. So what that allows you to do is once you have it in this kind of catty corner position, you're going to pull with your left thumb this corner that's still sticking out, but it's going to obscure that corner. You're going to pull it down, and your pinky finger on your left hand is going to pull that card out into a straddle grip. Remember how the straddle grip of the deck? Well, you're just straddle gripping the one card. So the left hand thumb pulls this down, the card swings out, and the index finger and the left finger grab it in a straddle position and move it to the bottom as the thumb appears to square up the deck. So if you do it in speed, it looks like this. But you don't have to know that to do this trick. That's just a bonus move. And if you watch my YouTube video that I posted last Friday and you wanted to learn the Erdnase change, you could also, once their card is on top at the end, just give it a little rub and banish it. You'll also notice if you watch that video that my placard at the end had all of your names and a big thank you to all of you, which I'm still extremely grateful for all of you. But there you go. There's another easy trick for you guys to try on the kiddos, try on the spouses. I hope you enjoy it, and bear in mind you can always hit the Instagram if you need some help with it. I'll catch you guys later.